After the excitement of the 125s, it's the time for the 250s. Number 4 there, that's J.Coppins, the New Zealander. He's carrying our onboard camera, his helmet cannon. There you go. You're getting a complete look off the top of the helmet of a Grand Prix 250 rider. Pishon going through on the inside there with... that's Federici. We've got number 16. He's got a problem already, almost out of this one, Colin Dugmore. Oh, we've got a few of them on the floor there. Number 81 joining that group, that's Paul Broomfield, the Aussie. So 1 or 2 Australian wild cards in for this race. But it looks like Beirer, the German, Pit Beirer on the number 3 Skittles Yamaha, that has taken the lead, leaving the rest to fight. And Bolle's had a terrible start. The defending champion, number 1, oh, he's way down the field. But Beirer, at the moment, in front. Pishon there. Let's have another look at that start. See what happened to Bolle. You can see Mikhail Pishon at the inside. There, Bolle must be down in about 14th place as they go into that top hander. Someone goes down. I think that was number 16. Yeah, indeed he was. Colin Dugmore. And oh, another little pile up here. 29 caught in amongst that group. That's Jiří Sepelák, the Czech rider, but it's the German Beirer then that leads this one. Now, Pitt, so close on several occasions of becoming a world champion, but just at that last hurdle, throwing the machine away. Maybe this could be the start of a winning year for him on the new bike. But Pishon back there in second place, pole sitter. He will have something, I'm sure, to say about that. He'll put the pressure on. It's a question now is how long will it take before Beirer breaks? So the Suzuki chasing the Skittles Yamaha at the moment for first position. That's Danny Theybers, number 10, a great position for him. And behind, that's Claudio Federici on the number 5 bike. Federici, Justin Morris, number 22, behind Federici at the moment. So we really do have a good scrap balling up here for the slightly lower positions in the top 5. So Theybers, oh, that's somebody down, and that's Beirer. Beirer has thrown the bike away, coming down onto that tabletop. He's getting it kicked up again. That must have been a pretty big get-off because he was quite a way away from the bike. Maybe we'll pick it up off our camera. But Beirer, as we said, Pishon was applying the pressure. It was only a question of time before the pit bull broke. Oh, Bolle pushes his way through as well, past Beirer. So he's trying to make up ground with, I think that was number 92, Johnny Aubert. And Aubert not having the best of races here either. So some of our top established stars finding the track here in Australia a little bit daunting. Not for this young man. Mikhail Pishon, the new daddy, has his new son here with him. He said that it's made such a difference to him. When he's off the bike now, he just doesn't think about racing only. He chills out. He's become a lot more cooler, as they say, less aggressive in his life, which is great to see. So Pishon, last year, you'll remember that he was on the point of winning his first 250 World Championship. It all went sadly wrong at Grobendonk when he bowed out and injured his shoulder. Bolle went on to take the title, but this year I think things are changing because it's looking very good for the Corona Suzuki rider, Mikhail Pishon, the Frenchman. This could be his year to take the number 1 plate into next year. But second place still under question at the moment. There is Federici. He is the moment. Pishon, Federici, J.Demaria beginning to move up the order. We're on board with J.Coppins once again. There he is in 7th place, has Carl Nunn behind him, and Gordon Crockard down in 9th. And look at Bolle, he's in 12th position. He's going to have to do a lot of work if he wants to get back up there. Darrell King in the 250s, riding in 18th place, but Pishon is the boy. We're back on board with J.Coppins once again as he takes us for a rider's eye view around this Australian circuit. And you can see those ruts. It's very slippery out there. The ground is very hard. The temperatures here today in the 30s. It's going to be tough for these guys, but there's J.Coppins, number 4 then, as he comes down the big hill, turns into that right-hander. The New Zealander who's brought with him, I think, well over 1,000 fans from New Zealand to cheer him on, but it doesn't seem to have made that much difference. He's going well at the moment. He's up there, he's fighting hard for points, but there's his teammate, Mikhail Pishon, and you can see Federici back in 2nd place at the moment on the number 5 Chesterfield Yamaha. So Federici trying to close down on the man in front, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's the gap, 8.5 seconds. So Federici looking for a good score here He scored in Spain, he scored in Holland, but looking to pick up some valuable points. And we're looking back behind him. There's the second of the two Frenchmen at the front, Y.Demaria, another Skittles Yamaha runner. Always good on hard-packed tracks is Demaria. But you can see the time difference there. Federici just a little bit quicker at the moment. But as the heat starts to take its toll, you may see those lap times begin to change quite considerably. So Gordon Crocod, that's Y.Demaria. Oh, and down goes, that's a Husqvarna rider. That's Carl Nunn, I think. It is indeed number 42. Carl Nunn takes a big fall there. Well, he gets back up again. He's okay. But that was a big, I think, front-wheel washout as he landed off the jump. We said it's very technical here. There's Y.Demaria, and you'll see, no, it was the back wheel that went, not the front wheel. Just basically high-sided Carl Nunn off the bike. He landed alongside it. He's okay. He's got it running again, but he'll be a bit bruised from that one. So the young Englishman finding life a little bit tough here at round 3 of this Motocross Championship in Australia. There he is. F.Bolley, the world champion. Well, he scored in Spain, he didn't score in the Netherlands, and he's now up alongside J.Coppins, gone from 12th to 9th, so very quick at the moment. You can see that time difference. Bolley on a charge, but he's not a happy little man at the moment. Things are just not going his way with all the problems at the start of the season. That looks like Beirer that's back behind him at the moment on the number 3 Skittles Yamaha. So you remember Beirer, he led this race. But Bolley goes past Coppins. So Bolley settling down to that hard-pack service. You can see now off Coppins' helmet can. Bolley in front of him. There he is, number 1. So now can the man behind J.Coppins, number 3, Beirer, get past him as well? The conditions very, very, very tough out there. The bikes are bubbling and bouncing around. We've got a faller there. That looks like P.Cooper. Indeed it is, the British rider, number 8, on the Iowa Yamaha. He's taken a tumble. But the race is on. Here is F.Bolley. Beirer there right behind him. Can he get back on terms with the man in front? And always having a look up the inside, but no, Bolley shuts the door. F.Bolley, the world champion. It's not been the best of starts for him this season. Cooper back behind those two at the moment. He's picked that up. Beirer goes through. Beirer just actually goes straight past Bolley as if he was standing still. So I don't know what the problem is with Frederick. He just doesn't seem to have his mind on this at the moment. So that battle is on. Beirer beginning to claw his way back up the leaderboard after leading the early stage of this race before he threw the bike unceremoniously down the track before the big tabletop. So Beirer from Bolley, from P.Cooper. There's a Kawasaki lurking back behind those two at the moment. Can't quite see who this is. It might be Chad Reed, the Australian. He took a tumble on the opening lap, but has been charging through the field to the delight of the Aussie crowd here. They've been really giving him a rapturous welcome. And let's have a look. It is Reed, number 41. Well, I suspected. And look at Reed showing no respect for any of the riders in front. This young man, Chad Reed, very much a supercross specialist, more than an outdoor, goes past P.Cooper. There's J.Coppins, number 4. He's about to put Bolley down. Well, F.Bolley will not be happy with that. Cooper goes through as well. Bolley just seems to have lost all interest in this race. Coppins goes past him as well. Bolley just seems to be cruising. Has totally lost interest, doesn't want to play. So I'm sure we'll see him pull out, but look at Chad Reed. The crowd around the track are going absolutely wild. The commentators here are whipping them up to a frenzy. Chad Reed is riding out of his skin. Number 15, Y.Demaria there. There is Bolley just cruising as well. I'm not sure who that was that went past him momentarily there, but I think we're going to see Bolley head back to the mechanics area or maybe straight back to the paddock. Number 88 there, about to go past him at the moment. That's Massimo Bartolini, and, well, here is the race leader, Pishon, Federici, Demaria. That's the top 3 at the moment with Theybers, Crocod, and J.Demaria having a ride of his life there at the moment. But this young man, once again, dominates world motocross. 2 wins so far to date. He's looking for 3. Chad Reed goes through. That's Cooper behind him. J.Coppins beginning once again to pick up the pace a little bit. We're on board with Coppins again off that helmet camera. New technology from this year, and isn't it great to be in the race there with these guys? You get a real bird's eye view of what it's like to race in 250 World Motocross. So Coppins it is, the New Zealander, on that number 4, Corona Suzuki, chasing down P.Cooper, number 8, the man in front. Can he get past him? Well, we'll get a good bird's-eye view if he does, that's for sure, as they tussle with the hard pack. And that's Bolley out. Frederic Bolley has retired from this Grand Prix. That's his second one in a row. He's only got 16 points from the first Grand Prix in Spain. Not looking good for a retention of a World Championship. There's 22. That's Justin Morris, just been passed by P.Cooper, and it looks like Josh Coppins is coming back, but Morris determined not to give way to these two. The young Englishman on that Phase 1 machine, trying his hard. I think he's got a problem with the rear shock on that. It's a very standard bike, very few special bits, and he's going great guns at the moment just to be where he is. So Cooper, there is Coppins, and Coppins trying to get past Morris, and does indeed, but Morris comes back at him. You can see the back of that bike, it really is bouncing around, so maybe that rear shock has balled itself up in the heat here in Australia. So Cooper 8, and then it's C.Federici, number 15, chasing down the 3 in front. Cooper elbows his way past. Next man on his shopping list will be that man, Kiwi, of course, Josh Coppins. So as the 22 bike of Justin Morris drops back, here's second place man Claudio Federici, the Italian. He's got the measure of this track. He's looking good. Federici in second place. That's the time difference between himself and Y.Demaria back there in third, and Demaria, I feel, will be quite happy to stay there. Nice and safe, good points to take on to the next Grand Prix in Belgium. So Demaria, number 7, qualified in third position for this Grand Prix. You can see how rough that track is. The arms on these riders, the legs on these riders are being worked to their fullest. These are very, very fit athletes, but today they're being tested to their extreme. But Demaria, number 7, the Fly, as they so nicknamed in the past. Y.Demaria, Frenchman, making things look relatively easy. There's Gordon Crockard in 4th place. Normally you expect Crockstar to be up there with the front. Danny Theybers, having a right good scrap there from Pit Beirer, and Beirer pushed him out of the way, but Theybers on the Millennium KTM riding well as well. Good result for him if he stays where he is. He really is more of a sand specialist than anything else, but on this hard track here, he's riding out of his skin. Let's have a look at that again. Look at Beirer. You see him stick it up the inside. The back wheel careers into the front wheel of Danny Theybers. He was lucky to stay with that bike. Beirer, they call him the pit bull, and that's the reason why. Determined, aggressive, doesn't give up, but unfortunately he does make the odd mistake, as we saw at the start of the race. So Beirer hoisted up over the jump to the delight of the crowd here. They're enjoying this. Great racing from these 250 Grand Prix lads. We've still got the 500 to come. We're on board with Josh Coppins once again. It's getting a bit dusty out there. Who's that up the inside? That's Chad Reed. Chad Reed goes past Coppins. This young man on the floor at the start of the race. He's come right from way down at the back of the field. He's charged through like, an absolute terrier, and the crowd are loving it. So Coppins climbing all over Reed on the Kawasaki at the moment. Can he get past him? And the answer was yes, indeed he did. He went past him on the downhill there. Difficult place to do it. But the New Zealander refusing to give way. And the next man on his list is number 10, Danny Theybers. So a great scrap. And just look at Reedy hoisting the front wheel of that bike up in the air as he applies the power. He's being spurred on by the crowd all around the track. Look at them waving and clapping. The commentators are going absolutely crazy, and so they should. It'll be great to see an Aussie. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Reed knows that he can get past those 2 guys in front. I don't think he's going to catch the 3 in front of that, but certainly Chad Reed having an inspired ride, that's for sure. So Josh Coppins, number 4, still chasing down Danny Theybers, number 10, on board with Coppins once again. A little bit hazy. That's because the track's a bit dusty. Beautiful blue sky here in Australia. Temperatures up in the 30s. It's warm, it's hot, and it's intense. But Mikhail Pishon, number 2 here, the Corona Suzuki boy, is on his way to those twin checkered flags and another 25 points. Can anybody put this young man down? I don't think so at the moment. He's on a high, full of confidence. This will be 75 points. He leads the World Championship. What a result for Mikhail Pishon. There's the results. Pishon from Federici, Demaria, Crockard. Coppins, Reed in 6th place. What a great race.
Yeah, it's really good. They cannot start any better, and but I get a good start, and not the best I could get, but I passed the guys in front of me very quick, and then I got to second, and from there I decided to take my time and wait because the race is very long, and I didn't have to wait very long because Pete made a mistake and had a big crash. Lucky for me, I was not too close behind him because I almost hit his bike. But then after, when I got in the lead, I pulled away. I tried pretty hard for 15-20 minutes. Then after, I settled down a little bit. But the track condition is pretty difficult. And also the heat is pretty hard because we're not used to it coming from France. It's very warm here. And but anyway, it's good for me. It's a very good season and started, and I thought it's going to keep going this way.
So the World Championships with Federici third, Crockard second, but it's Mikhail Pishon, 75 points. He leads the world. He leads them here in Australia. He's on his way to a World Championship for sure.